Guys, this is an Audi S5, and unfortunately, as Malaysians, we're not as lucky as Singaporeans. We don't get the S5, but Singaporeans got it. That's Jerome.
Hello.
Yep, he's our reader, viewer, whatever, friend now, because he came to Evo Enduro as well, and he took the S5 up all the way to KL to let me drive it. And you are in the automotive business as well,
I'm consulting in Singapore, freelance.
and you also sell cars.
If there's clients, I give them advice on car buying.
Who? Singaporeans? He sell
Yeah.
cars. He organized drives up to KL as well. Sepang, maybe Genting, other
Yeah,
things.
Genting. Further Penang.
Ah, nice. So next time you organize a group and join Enduro. lah.
Singapore group, start from Singapore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Enduro. So he's being really, really nice for getting me this S5 and letting me drive, because he know we poor Malaysians don't get all these nice cars. You know, now we get cars later than Indonesia. We get cars later than Thailand. And just now I just did a Facebook post. Just now, I don't know why lah. Itchy backside, I go and search Malaysia GDP.
Lower.
Yeah, look at it, right? Then I did a Facebook post. I said we shouldn't always tell. You know, politicians always say, oh, we must catch up to the Singaporeans, the Honkies, the Taiwanese. No lah, we are now behind Poland. We are behind Romania,
Third world countries.
Hungary, Russia. We are behind Chile. Damn! I tell you, the list of countries above us, right? I don't really know who they are. You know, so a lot of them. It's like some Maldives. Oh, I thought Maldives are very poor. Oh, they're ahead. Yep, GDP per capita. We rank number 68. Wow! See, Singaporean here also paiseh. They paiseh to talk anything, you know, because every time they say something, Malaysians go crazy. Right. Ah, okay. Ayo. Okay, let's do this. Hey, but you all really, it's a clever choice to stay in Malaysia. Thank you for buying our properties.
Renting.
Or renting, fucker.
Singaporean owner.
Hey, don't lah. Oh, Singaporean owner lah. Okay lah, fair lah. Then you rent in Malaysian rates lah.
Malaysian rates.
The Singapore owner must be like, yes sir, buy a property in Malaysia, yes sir. Then renter came, oh, Singaporean. No lah, Malaysian rate saja. So how much is your monthly rent in Sing dollar if you don't buy it?
300, about 300 plus Sing dollar, so it's 1,001 ringgit.
Fucker.
Yeah.
300 Sing
The
dollar.
size of it is close to our Singapore 3-room flat.
I think there are a lot of Singaporean restaurants in Singapore that you might spend more than $300.
Yeah, for just a meal, yes.
Right.
Correct, yes.
Oh.
Those are many places.
Singaporeans who are watching this, please move to Malaysia. Honkies, you don't like, right? Strike a car, Malaysia. We also speak Cantonese. This car, what's the mileage?
4,000.
4,000. Okay.
4500.
Oh. Really? This B9 generation,
B9,
very light
yeah. Very light, yes.
compared to B8. B8 very clumsy.
There are different gearbox also. This running on ZF now. 8-speed.
8-speed ZF, right? Mine is a 7-speed dual clutch. Let's make a left turn. Beautiful interior.
Or the virtual cockpit.
Yeah. One thing I felt all this. Ooh, brum 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 brum. It's now a 3-liter turbocharged engine compared to the previous gen, which is a 3-liter supercharged. And I believe this will. You know, my car is damn thirsty. Full tank 70-liter. I can do about 350 km.
Wow.
Yep.
I came up from Singapore, was full. I found 60 ringgit already.
60 ringgit.
Yeah.
Okay lah. Wait, let me make it to.
This is
What's
on
the
comfort.
dynamic?
So the
Okay.
press selects here.
Oh, just now we are in comfort.
Comfort, yeah. So now this opens up the valve as well.
Ah.
There's a valve on the exhaust.
Oh yo, the cheating exhaust.
Yeah.
Does it pump sound into the cabin?
No, there's no
right?
active here. So if actually you hold, when you hold the gear, it has the drop, what was the bubbling effect?
Yeah, the bubble sound.
Yeah, correct.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh fuck, man! What happened to this road? Okay, it's been a while since I came here. Last time I always use this road
The
to
test.
test drive cars. Yeah, it was flat and all that. And now all the construction happening, I believe they've thoroughly fucked up the road. Artificially heavy.
The steering wheel.
Oh, of course it sounds way better. But then this, you know, it's exhaust, you know, it's trigger,
Yes.
you know, it's all this stuff. Slower response than the supercharged. Slower than the supercharged.
There's a lag. Yeah.
But it pulls stronger though.
The turbo kicks in.
Yeah, man. Hello, I want to buy your property. I never turn in here. I don't know what will happen. No gut.
There is.
Sleeping. You see? When you drive nice cars, you can go into anywhere without permission. Flat roads. You fuck up my roads, I come in here and drive your fucking flat roads. Wow. Oh, nice. Actually, I never came in here. Oh, nice lah. Audi Malaysia, can you please bring in this car? Oh, Audi Malaysia needs Audi Singapore's permission. Hey, Audi Singapore, don't like this lah. Bring it in lah. Okay, let us Malaysians have it. You know, we were having a chat with Malaysia because now Malaysia no more CKD plans or whatever. It's pure CBU strategy for Audi, right?
Yeah.
So we just say, then you only bring in the S and RS model lah.
The normal one don't bring it.
Don't know lah. What's the point of bothering about all these normal versions anymore? Because you're not gonna sell more than, don't know lah, in meaningful numbers lah, right? And then you try to fight BMW and Mercedes, right? You don't earn that margin. But if you sell S and RS model, you have the margin. Sorry, not much roads for me to speed. Still. But I don't know how to put it, you know. Now, right? It doesn't feel like a performance model anymore.
Because this is just the S and then there's still the RS.
True.
Yeah.
But back then, S was created to challenge M.
Yes.
Back then. And I think I would say now how all the cars behave now, right? Because the way it behaves, the way it drives, and the way it has to conform to consumer purchase. Right? They want the car to be quiet, comfortable, efficiency, blah 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 blah, right? More or less, it's like a 330i. Except there's more power.
Yes.
Yeah, the new BMW 330i.
It's just a bit more on the engine.
Yeah. And then the new BMW 2-liter turbo engine, the one in the 330i, right? It pulls so strong, you know.
If you can do a launch.
I'm just gonna. Okay, Audi Singapore. This car is actually a Malaysian one. You know, we got it from Recon Unit. But one thing Audi, right, I always do when I do their, I mean, I'm not even doing, do they have a launch?
For RS5 Sportback, there was.
RS5 has,
Sportback,
right?
yeah,
S5 doesn't have, right?
S5
Like a launch mode.
No.
Okay.
A launch mode, no, but that is actually a launch already.
Right?
Yeah.
So left foot brake and all that,
Yes,
man.
correct. It builds up the boost.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can see the boost just now.
So whenever I did this with Audis, right, I get, the timing that I get is pretty near to what they claim. But when I do the same thing to Mercedes, right, I see 200, see 300, see 250, right, I'm like 1 second off on, you know.
I believe it's the control that works.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mercedes claim like They claim 7.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get 9. Damn weird, you know. It's all fun. But this hour you go Genting. But you always do it, right?
We're used to it.
Oh, okay,
Anytime,
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Where can we drive? Not much
Any-
places lah.
I'm not too, you the outside. I don't know.
I go
where
to my
your favorite corner. is it?
my mosquito infested corner. Really damn shitload of mosquito out there. Yeah, man. Really, now a performance version don't feel like a performance version anymore. But maybe like what you said lah, it's just an S lah. Yeah. Interesting day, because this morning when we go and I drove up to Genting and meet Con there ma. So Con has the Bentley and then my Audi and then what's happening? Oh, bus rosa. Oh, sorry. The engine is lovely. Lovely,
So-
lovely engine.
Turbocharged, supercharged.
I really like supercharged, the behavior of it, but the way my car drinks fuel, a bit crazy lah. A bit crazy lah. This is doing okay, right?
6.9. What's yours doing?
What is the conversion? If it's 6.9 km per liter, then
To miles per
no,
liters per 100.
liter per 100.
Can do that for
You're more technical than I am in knowing all these things.
you. Because when I serve customers, clients, all the iDrive, MMI.
Oh,
yes.
I damn lazy one. I don't learn all this. I kind of felt the car is more tightly sprung than mine. I never expect that.
Okay, there you go.
14.5. Okay, what?
What's yours doing?
19?
Wow, even higher.
Hey, why I turn here? What the fuck?
Wrong place.
Yep. So, can you buy properties in
Yeah,
JB?
Can.
Are you able to take a loan or?
Yes.
Oh, okay, but then buy in JB lah, bro.
It's quite stagnant also over there. A lot of empty units. My neighbors are quite.
A lot of empty
A lot of
units.
empty units. Yeah.
Actually, for the price, you might as well rent, right?
Yes. It's a wiser choice.
Actually, nowadays everything rent better lah. So how long you been in this line?
I about 4 years now. I started around end 2015, 2016. Yeah.
But what about used cars in Singapore? Are the prices cheap?
It depends on the depreciation.
Mm.
Yeah. So like right now, and of course also depends on COE. Renewed cars. Some cars can be very cheap. Yeah. Singapore-wise, new car will depreciate a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't know lah. I think Singapore should at least one married couple. Every married couple gets one COE, and gets one. Bro, you come out like that. Okay lah. At least every married couple gets one COE that won't expire. Right? At least one, right?
But
Yeah.
I mean, for us we drive, but if not for driving, actually, in Singapore, the public transport is really.
See, that's the fake argument that's the argument that the Singaporean government keep trying to sideline what everybody is requesting in Singapore. You know, having a car doesn't mean it replaces public transport. Having a car in Singapore, if I have a car in Singapore, I also won't freaking drive. I'd rather take public transport. Like here, right? Even sometimes I'm meeting in Mid Valley or whatever shit, right? I take taxi one. I take Grab or whatever lah. So I think people are smart enough to differentiate whether taking public transport is better or driving is better, right? But allowing people to buy cars is not just about um, going to work. Takkan the Singaporean government wants all Singaporeans to always just find a job in Singapore, man. They also want a lot of Singaporeans to come to Malaysia or Thailand and invest and do things and have small businesses and all that, right? So if Singaporeans have cars, technically speaking, more will venture out and, hey, I can do this in JB, I can do this, right? No lah. Okay guys, let you all have a look at the car, which technically is essentially the same compared to an
A5.
even an A4.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Virtual cockpit is different.
Virtual cockpit.
With a different view.
Oh,
So
which one? Which one is
This
the
is the sports view. So
that you don't get in normal?
you don't get in normal. Yes.
Ah,
So this is the classic layout.
yep.
So this is what you get normally. Right? A familiar one. This is the one that you get normally. So just now the sports one comes with a boost.
But they have to do loading, interesting.
Yes, alright. The MMI wise, everything is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sound system is different.
Oh well. Yep. Let's go and have a look at the car.
Sure. You can stay in the car, right?
Yeah. Yo guys, I have a car that's not from Malaysia here. Look at that plate, right? It's from this gentleman, Jerome.
Hi.
It's our Singaporean friend, and he came to visit us. He also joined Evo Enduro, and he brought me this car for me to review because he knows that we poor Malaysians don't get the even the A5 coupe, the coupe we don't get. This is the S5 coupe, which is very nice of him. We only have the A5 Sportback, alright, and that has like 252 horsepower. This is 354.
354,
Yeah, 354 horsepower.
500 Newton is there.
500 now.
Yeah, 500,
oh, okay,
yes.
that's a lot higher. Now, the previous generation S models, S4 and S5, makes 330 horsepower, 440 Newton. This one makes 500 Newton meters. And just now, the in-car footage, it sounds really good. It has those, it has what makes up a modern performance car, as in farting behind the exhaust. So it does all that. In terms of the drive, yeah, I mean, it's an Audi, it's a new generation B9 Audi that feels lighter. The front end feels lighter, you know, easier to drive. But like I said in the car, I said, yeah, nowadays performance model, you don't really feel that inherent raw essence from the car. All you have is maybe some visual drama from the seats, visual drama from exterior, and then you have the fat cans at the back. But nonetheless, it's still a very fast car, and given that it's turbocharged, you'll be able to tune this car, I don't know to what kind of powers we're looking at. 500, I think easily, right? I think this car, 3 liter.
400 plus maybe.
Right?
445.
I don't think it's hard to get that kind of number.
MTM you get 44, or ABT you
ABT.
get 445.
Yeah. It's not hard to boost up a turbocharged car. I think a turbocharged car, if you really go down to it, right, you can change the turbines, you can do a lot of stuff to it. Let's have a look at the car. This color is interesting, but we do not know the name.
I don't know.
Let's give it a sophisticated name. What, gunmetal or anthracite or whatever lah. Now, for those who don't know your Audis, okay, the S sits below the RS, and currently the RS is the one that goes against M from BMW or AMG from Mercedes-Benz. However, the S has more exhaust tips than the RS. So if you see an Audi with quad exhaust, 2 on each side, it's an S model. If it only has 2, however in oval, that will be RS. That has always been an Audi hallmark. For those of you who don't know much about Audi, again, RS is actually, technically speaking, is borrowed from Porsche Rennsport. because at the time Audi passed a car for Porsche, and Porsche came back with the RS2. That's how the whole RS thing came about. Alright, look at these tail lamps. It's a very common design theme now to have the lights to be integrated within the sculpture of the car. So you look at how it curves, how it folds, the light actually follows. BMW is doing all this 3D stuff as well in their lighting elements, Audi as well. And then this looks very, very familiar, especially this part. Alright, the A5 that was penned by Walter de Silva back in 2008, still one of the most beautiful cars out there. And in terms of coupe, I can park a 10-year-old A5 next to the F30 generation coupe 4 Series. I don't know what's F30 what?
20 something.
20 something 4 Series
24 something.
Oh really? The 4 Series. Okay, so you park it next to a 4 Series. The 4 Series age so fast. That's my personal opinion. But look at this, they haven't really changed this part, the rear quarter panel. And that subtle line that gently curves a little bit is still there. So what this tells you is that Mark Lichter don't dare to touch stuffs that are designed by Walter de Silva. All he dared to do is just to straighten up the lines. Okay, joking, it's a beautiful car. Alright, look at this line that runs from the back here. This sharp folding line, I tell you, this Honda can't do it. Yes, it's no joke. You know, this kind of precision is a Audi VAG group thing. You know, they are really, really good at all this stuff. Tight tolerances, and then how this blends into this. And then if you take a second look, this is actually the bonnet. Alright, so I mean, this is show off. Audi showing off to its peers because a normal consumer might not be able to notice it. Alright, there are a lot of additional lines on the bonnet now. I'm not sure if I know how to appreciate it. Nonetheless, it bends some light, it gives some character to the front end, but I think this too is irrelevant. This is totally unnecessary, but still, you know, like how the designer finished up straightening all the lines from Walter de Silva's design, and then he sit there, it's like, do I submit this so fast? You know, I might get caught by finishing the design so fast. So he added some lines there. Okay, that's another joke. Okay, all in all, if you look at this car, right, it's a looker. It is a handsome car, but unfortunately, Audi in Malaysia isn't as popular as 10 years ago. They're pretty popular in Singapore, right?
Yes, very common cars.
Right, in Singapore, I think they sell. I think if Mercedes is number 1, BMW number 2, is Audi number 3 in Singapore? Premium cars?
BM is leading.
Oh, BM
Yeah,
took back the lead.
If I'm right, BM is leading.
Congrats.
And followed by Merc and then Audi.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Of Conti.
But
I think BM is taking the lead now.
is the COE expensive now?
COE is going about 30 now.
Which is cheap
30
now?
plus. Yeah.
Considered cheap,
Yes,
right?
correct.
I went to Singapore back in
It was
2000.
90 something.
I forgot. Back in 2012,
Yes.
I went there with Jack Barrett.
Yeah.
He came to visit, so I brought him to Singapore and Alexander Road.
Yeah.
And
How far you went to? How far was it?
I
was
couldn't
another
recall. Nah, that was another trip. So I picked up a Renault Megane at KL. I went to airport to pick. No, I went into Singapore to pick him up
Yeah.
in the Renault Megane, and then the next day we go and visit Cycle and Carriage, and they passes the Peugeot. It was under Peugeot, right?
Yes.
Peugeot was under Cycle and Carriage, right? Peugeot passes the RCZ, all these French cars because they don't get to drive them in US.
Yeah.
It's not sold there. Then we went around. That time the number 1 market player was BMW. Number 2 is Mercedes-Benz. So in Singapore, it's not like Malaysia, you know. First, number 1 car maker, Perodua. Second is Proton or Honda, the cheap cars. No, Singapore is number 1, number 2, all premium cars. Is it like that now?
I can't be sure. Could be Japanese cars as well.
Because the COE has gone down,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Back then, COE should be about 60 or 70k. Yeah.
The peak was about 90.
Yeah, and I remember that chart that they showed me. First place is 5,000 plus cars, second place 5,000 plus cars, and then Ford told me we're very proud we are in the top 10. They are number 6 position. And look at their sales figure, 700 units. Compared to the first two, it's like crazy.
Yeah, many more thousands.
Yeah, man. Alright, so let you guys have a look at the exterior again. It's not new, but it's just that it's not available in Malaysia. And I'm happy Jerome let me drive the car. And some stuffs I want to show you guys that is different. Look at the seats. You don't get that in your usual plebeian A4 or A5. Okay, this is some high quality stuff. Looks really good, but he commented just now. He said that it's not really comfortable throughout the distance, the journey. And this morning we demonstrated Bentley. You look at that. See, the door is heavy. All right, and it's gonna fling like that. The Bentley doors, you leave it here, it's gonna hold there. You leave it here, it's gonna hold there, whichever way. All right, let's close it back. The mosquitoes are getting in. So yep, lovely looking car. Thank you, Jerome. Thank you.
Thank you, Audi on Demand Singapore.
Oh,
Yeah.
Audi on demand.
Audi on Demand Singapore.
So it only costs like what, 200 plus a day.
This one, without the discount, is 368 a day.
300 plus a day.
A day, 24 hours.
So
You can rent it for 4 hours as well.
200 plus a day.
Yeah.
So and then
After the discount.
Oh, after the
for
discount.
the birthday month.
all right. So why buy? Okay, if this car is on sale in Singapore, what will be the price like?
I think it's mid
350k Sing
around
dollar.
there.
Okay guys, this is 1 million ringgit. 1 million ringgit. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, have some pity on your Singaporeans lah. They all work so hard, the country so strong, GDP income so high. You don't let them enjoy cars like this, man. Alright. Oh,
Yeah.
really, right? And another thing is Singaporeans, I tell you the whole thing about traffic jam lah, people not willing to use public transport if they drive lah, all this is bullshit, you know. However much I like cars, if I go to Singapore, I'll still take public transport. Public transport will not get replaced by cars. So why not let Singaporeans have, you know, don't expire the car lah, at least lah. You guys are willing to
they
pay
keep
for the
it,
COE,
yeah.
but don't just 10-year expire it, right? It's
Don't
just-
have to renew.
yeah, man, it's a
Yeah.
freaking scam, man. And then the rich can buy 40, 50 cars. Right. Alright, that's the review of a very nice Singaporean Audi S5 3-liter turbo. And I'm happy to be able to drive it. But I think a lot of Malaysians actually bought one as well, you know, from True Recon.
Yeah.
True Recon.
Yeah, recon.
And if you hear the price, you'll be, it's like 400k ringgit. 350,000 Sing dollar. And then Malaysia, True Recon 400 plus. Yeah.